Shari Olefson, who's a real estate expert and attorney and lots of other things, joins us now to explain what's going on here. People have looked at the housing market as sort of a great example of recovery, but this is going to be a problem. What is this tax break? If you're a struggling homeowner, you got a deal, right?
Right. Well, sure. The Mortgage Debt Forgiveness Relief Act was started 3 or 4 years ago because when a bank forgives an obligation that you owe, typically that's taxable income. The problem is when the foreclosure crisis hit, we wanted to encourage folks to do short sales, not to go into foreclosure.
Short sales is where you sell it for less than you owe.
You sell for less than what you owe the bank, and so the bank is forgiving part of that debt. We wanted to encourage folks to do that because it's less damaging to the neighbors, it's less damaging to the bank.
If I am a homeowner with an underwater mortgage where I owe more than things, and the bank is going to forgive some debt, what happens to me?
You probably won't be willing to do a short sale if you're aware of this. Now, there's a chance that Congress may extend this retroactively next year.
But if they don't, what happens to me? Does that mean I'm strapped for cash because the house is underwater, and now I get a tax bill?
Well, you either go into foreclosure, you short sell, and you pay a big tax bill, income tax, which is just not an option for a lot of folks. Or you wait until your home value appreciates, because a lot of homes have been coming out from negative equity, but we still have over 6, maybe almost 7 million people who are underwater. And here's the problem, Simon. Those are concentrated in certain states. So you're looking at Florida, you're looking at Nevada, you're looking at And the Northeast still a little bit now. So we're looking at New York and New Jersey and Connecticut still, which is where we have most of our foreclosures, of course.
What about the neighbors? How does this affect them? Because I know that when somebody goes into foreclosure, the neighbors don't like that because all property values go down. Is this a similar thing?
Yeah, and that's exactly the issue. The impact in these areas where the negative equity homes are concentrated could be as significant as it would have been 4 or 5 years ago because they're concentrated. So you can have entire neighborhoods seriously impacted by the foreclosures. Of course, you're talking about the zombie foreclosures again. You're talking about an impact on the home values
in that area. The zombie foreclosures are those that are just like going through the process very slowly.
Right, sitting still. And that's where we're seeing a lot of these problems still in the judicial states because the foreclosure process takes longer.
So you've been looking at the real estate industry and an expert in it for a very long time. When does this all end? This was like a bad nightmare. When is our national nightmare going to be over with this?
The good news is we're over the short-term sort of big drops. We've actually found the bottom in the real estate market, in large part due to Wall Street investors who have been picking up these homes, particularly in these hard-hit areas, and renting them out. Now the problems are more long-term. So how do we get homeowners back into homeownership? Because, of course, our homeownership rates have dropped from about 69% to about 65%, predicted to go down to about 63%. The problem with that is, for average Americans, that's still the primary source for wealth. So what are those folks going to do if they don't have home equity 10 years, 20 years from now to rely on for a nest egg? Americans just don't save. We're not going to see that. It's more of a long-term problem. But yeah, real estate, we're looking now at the new Dodd-Frank rules that are coming out, going into effect January 10th. We're looking at scaling at Fannie and Freddie and FHA in terms of their maximum loan abouts, increases in the fees. So it's a rocky road for real estate still.
Okay, rocky road. Shari Olefson, real estate attorney and expert on the market.
Thank you
very much.